Praised Sean Spicer after the departing White House spokesman gave his resignation. Last night, Mr. Trump tweeted, "Sean Spicer is a wonderful person who took tremendous abuse from the fake news media, but his future is bright." Errol Barnett is at the White House this morning with more on Anthony Scaramucci, the man who will now be the president's new communications director. Good morning, Errol.
That's right. Good morning, Anthony. President Trump has found a kind of kindred spirit in his newly appointed communications director. Anthony Scaramucci communicates the way the president does. He uses big gestures, simple language, and brings a business perspective to how Washington should work.
I was in the Oval Office with him earlier today, and we were talking about letting him be himself, letting him express his full identity. I think he's got some of the best political instincts in the world, and perhaps in history.
In the first on-camera White House press briefing since June 29th, newly appointed communications director Anthony Scaramucci continually praised his new boss. Taking questions for more than 30 minutes, Scaramucci aimed to reset President Trump's public image.
I think there's been, at times, a disconnect between the way we see the president and how much we love the president and the way some of you perhaps see the president.
Scaramucci's polished debut was in stark contrast to outgoing press secretary Sean Spicer's, who the day after inauguration scolded the press over the size of the audience on the National Mall.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
It quickly became the inspiration for Melissa McCarthy's recurring impression of Spicer on Saturday Night Live.
Just put this whole Russian thing to bed once and for all. Trump is innocent. How do we know? Because he told us so, period.
In an interview Friday with Sean Hannity, Spicer said it was time for a fresh start.
And after reflection, my decision was to recommend to the president that I give Anthony and Sarah a clean slate to start from.
A New York native, Scaramucci grew up middle class on New York's Long Island.
Welcome to Wall Street Week.
After stints at Goldman Sachs and his own investment firm, last year Scaramucci began hosting a weekly finance program and making regular appearances on the Fox Business Network.
He's a hack politician.
It's where early in the 2016 campaign, he was actually a vocal opponent of Donald Trump.
You're an inherited money dude from Queens County. Bring it, Donald.
He brings it up every 15 seconds, okay? One of the biggest mistakes that I made, Mr. President, if you're listening, I personally apologize for the 50th time for saying that. But it
will fall on Scaramucci and now Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders to defend the president against the deepening Russia probes, something he refused to discuss Friday.
But I just think it's important for me on my first day standing up here that I don't go in that direction, so I'm not going to answer the question.
Now, Sekulow said he is close personal friends with President Trump's lawyer, Jay Sekulow, and knows very well, has a close relationship with his other key counsel, John Dowd. So that will likely bring consistency to the White House's response to questions about the Russia investigation. But what's unknown is how he will work with Chief of Staff Reince Priebus. Sekulow said the two are like brothers, although sometimes they like to rough each other up once in a while. Anthony?
Errol Barnett at the White House. Thank you, Errol.